Alright, so finally, after a long hiatus of not doing shit, it is your girl, the Death Proof Diva. And I am here today, in my beautiful new home in Tampa. Awesome. Things are looking up for me. I got a great boyfriend who is the textbook definition of amazing. And I'm so freaking happy. I haven't been this happy, ever. So, okay. but um, with every happiness comes some ranting and raving, and that's why I'm here today to rant and rave a little bit. Um, Today's theme is movies that pissed me off. So let's jump right into it. Um, First movie that I want to talk about that pissed me off, and the only reason it really pissed me off is because I think I got way too excited about it, and I think the caliber of the movie did not match my level of excitement, so it was kind of a wah kind of a thing. And that is, of course, Paranormal Activity 4. Um, just so we're all perfectly clear here, this whole gimmick is going to be full of spoiler alerts. So if you haven't seen these movies yet, and you don't want to be spoiled, you might want to wait to watch this video after you've seen the movies, because I'm going to give spoiler alerts out the ass, because I'm the Death Proof Diva and I don't care. Oh, by the way, pardon my crappy hair this morning. I just woke up. So, alright. Paranormal Activity 4. We're finally going to find out what happened to Katie and Hunter. Awesome. This has the makings of being a really fucking great movie, and I got so hyped about this. And the movie was good, don't get me wrong, but it didn't live up to the hype. It didn't come anywhere close to living up to the hype. I really feel like they saved pretty much every scare for the last 10 minutes of the movie. I'm greatly disappointed. So basically, how the movie goes. It's in Nevada after the occurrences of Paranormal Activity 2, and basically it's this teenage girl, it alternates between the webcam on her computer and the webcam on her iPhone, which bitch should have got an Android. I'm just saying. Anyway, it starts out with a soccer game that her brother Wyatt is in, and then it keeps showing this creepy little kid named Robbie. Well, while Robbie's mom goes into the hospital, Robbie comes over to stay with his family, befriends Wyatt, basically tells him how special he is because he's adopted just like him, and it's like, okay. So at one point, the girl goes over to Robbie's because Wyatt and Robbie have gone over there, and it turns out that Robbie's mom is Katie. I'm like, oh snap! So that means Robbie is Hunter. This is gonna be awesome. No, that's not how it turns out. They never really fully explain who Robbie is. I have a theory about it, but we'll get into that in a minute. So through a series of events, basically, Wyatt is taking a bath one day. He gets pulled underneath, comes back up, and it's like the same possession bullshit that happens in every other movie. So it gives the impression that like the demon is in him or whatever. So at one point, Katie keeps telling him that like they're prepping him for something, for some big ritual or whatever, and it pretty much leads you to believe it's the sacrifice to Toby or whatever. And so in the climax of the movie, mom gets lifted in the air, slammed down, and killed. Dad goes over to Katie's house to figure out what the fuck's going on. He gets thrown around and killed. The girl's boyfriend comes in to do something on her computer. Katie appears right behind him and breaks his neck, a la, Daniel Ray style from part 2. And, the girl goes looking for Wyatt, who apparently Wyatt is the one who's Hunter and not Robbie, and it's very confusing because they never fully explain it. And when this girl is going looking for Robbie, there's Katie, And then this whole fucking group of zombie looking people. Like, I guess I'm assuming it's like similar to the Coven for part 3, but and then they attack her and that's it. Like, no explanation, no nothing. No explanation as to what is being done to Hunter, no explanation to what Robbie is. It didn't wrap up the way I had hoped it would, and I was kind of disappointed by that. But my theory on the whole Robbie Wyatt situation, it could be one of two things. One, Katie adopted a kid to, and basically brainwash him to befriend Wyatt so that, she could do this whole ritual and all that shit. Or they went Silent Hill with it, and Hunter's soul was divided into two, good and bad. The good soul was put into Wyatt, bad soul was put into Robbie. Far fetched, but that's the other only thing I can think of. So, all in all, I'll see it again, albeit that fucking Connect night vision webcam shit was so annoying. Oh my god, drop it. Drop that shit. That was fucking irritating. Um, so yeah, that is Paranormal Activity. I will see it again. There is a rumor that there's gonna be a 5. I like the paranormal fangirl of me hopes so, but the part of me that saw part 4 is like, no, just drop it. That's enough Paranormal Activity movies. They can't go anywhere further. Just let it go. All right. Now I have saved my biggest rant for the complete bastardization that is Silent Hill Revelations 3D. Now, anybody who knows me knows I am the Silent Hill fangirl from hell. I am everything Silent Hill. I fucking love Silent Hill. I would live in Silent Hill if given the chance. When we went to Halloween Horror Nights and they had a Silent Hill house, I was going through, oh, that's from part 2. Oh, that's from part 3. Downpour. Fucking Homecoming. I mean, I was more having fun pointing out what game each character was than I was actually going through the house. So, I am diehard Silent Hill fangirl. So I knew that this movie was gonna take several creative liberties because I saw part 1. That took creative liberties, but it still stayed pretty close to the game. 80% of Silent Hill Revelations 3D pissed me off, and here is why. Let me explain how the game works and then how the movie worked, because the movie was supposed to be pretty much loosely based on Silent Hill 3. Okay? So here's how the game works. The game starts with Heather Mason in a mall. Basically, she wakes up from a dream about the Lakeside Amusement Park, calls her dad, starts to head home, and then that's when the darkness comes, and she starts seeing all the monsters and shit, and runs into Claudia Wolf, who basically tells her that they need her to birth a god to bring eternal paradise, blah, 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 blah. So through a series of events, she meets Douglas Cartland, who is the FBI agent who's been hired to find her by Claudia. She meets Vincent, who is basically like a high-ranking priest type guy for the order. He's a big high-ranking religious guy for the order. And then, she gets home, and spoiler alert, her father, Harry Mason, has been killed. She runs up to the stairs and confronts Claudia about it, and it's one of the boss battles and all that. And Claudia basically tells her she needs to come to Silent Hill. Well, she goes to Silent Hill with Douglas, and she basically goes through the hospital to find Leonard Wolf, Claudia's father, to get the other half of a talisman that she needs in order to fight this god. And so she does it, and then she goes to the Lakeside Amusement Park because you have to go to the amusement park to get to the Church of the Order. Well, she does that. In the final confrontation, she confronts Claudia. She has this ring that her father gave her that has this little red bead in it. Swallows the bead. Basically, she was impregnated with the god. Swallows the bead and basically aborts the god. So Claudia takes it, fucking noshes on this thing, or for those of you who don't understand the term of nosh, she eats it. Um, and basically turns into the evil final boss battle, which is a hell of a lot easier when you have the unlimited submachine gun, but I'm just saying. Um, so basically she defeats the god, goes back to the amusement park where Douglas is waiting for her, acknowledges that she is Cheryl from Silent Hill 1, and, you know, that she's just going to go on. Okay, that's the game. That's how the game works. This is how the movie worked. Okay, Heather has a dream about the amusement park. Cool. It was very, very different from how it was in the game, but still kind of cool. I could have done without all the random people from the Order showing up, because you never actually see them. You don't actually see the people from the Order until Resident Evil. Fuck me. Silent Hill Homecoming. But whatever. Anyway, starts off Heather dreaming about the amusement park. When she wakes up, she's at home. She's at home. Okay, minor, but I can deal with it. And then she goes to school that day. It's her first day in a new school. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Minor, I can deal with it. She meets Vincent at school. Okay, I like Kit Harington. I love Game of Thrones. Or Game of Thrones. What is fucking wrong with me today? Game of Thrones. I love Kit Harington, but he's not Vincent. Vincent is not some teenage fucking boy. So anyway, she meets Vincent and befriends Vincent. Oh, this gets better. Befriends Vincent. Kinda, sorta, in her Heather Mason-y kind of way. So, after school, she runs into Douglas, who doesn't at that point tell her who he is. So on her way home, she sees Order people. And she calls Harry. She's like, oh my god, there's Order people. And he's like, oh, they don't know we're here. It's cool. So she somehow ends up at the mall. Whatever. It's like, oh, cool. She's at the mall. At the Happy Burger, just like in the game. Okay, this is picking up. I can handle this. And then, obviously, the mall turns into alternate mall and whatever, and she's running away and whatever. Now, here's where I start getting pissed. She ends up in the elevator with Douglas. He's basically saying, oh, I was hired by Claudia to find you, but I know who they are now, and da-da-da-da-da. It was a minor piss off, but whatever. So they're in the elevator, and one of the creatures from Silent Hill Homecoming shows up. If anybody who's played Silent Hill Homecoming knows, is the little bastards with the knivey hands. You know, those bitches that are impossible to fucking beat. You know what I'm talking about. One of those shows up in the elevator like it's fucking Homecoming, and it's Alex Shepard or something. But this thing fucking cuts through the elevator, grabs Douglas, and it kills Douglas. Douglas Cartland, one of the integral parts of Silent Hill 3, gets killed 30 minutes into the movie. What the fuck? Who fucking booked this shit? Really? You're gonna kill one of the integral characters just so you can bastardize Vincent and make him into something he wasn't? Oh, we're getting into that. So Douglas is dead. Cops find him. Oh, and who's the murder suspect? Heather Mason! What the fuck? When did this ever happen in Silent Hill 3? I understand creative license. I let it go with Christabella in Silent Hill 1, but come the fuck on! So, gets back to her house. Dad is missing. He's not dead. He's missing. And on the wall it says, come to Silent Hill. So she's like, oh, I'll go to Silent Hill. Vincent's like, oh, I'll come with you. So they're going to Silent Hill. They're in Jackson, which I will say I did kind of mark out a little bit when they were in Jackson in room 106, just like in Silent Hill 3. So that was pretty cool. Vincent's like, you shouldn't go to Silent Hill. It's like, why not? It's like, because I'm a child of the Order. I'm like, okay, where's this going? Oh, I'm a child of the Order, and Leonard Wolf is my grandfather. I'm like, no. And oh, Claudia is my mother. What? What? Are you serious? What? Claudia, Vincent's mother? Oh my god. Who wrote this crap? So that's the part. That's pretty much the point where I started getting pissed off. So, um, Heather's pretty much just like, "Fuck you, dude," and the order comes and takes him away, and she goes into Silent Hill, and she goes to Brookhaven Asylum, or as I like to call it from Silent Hill 3 and 2, Brookhaven Hospital, because she got to find Leonard. So she goes in to the hospital, and I will say the map on the wall was the exact map from the game, so that was kind of cool. That was pretty legit. Um, but yeah, so she goes into the hospital and through a series of events, blah blah blah. Oh, here's another part. Okay, so she's in this room and there's a bunch of like fucking mannequins and shit all over the place. I'm like, oh snap, they're gonna make the mannequins from Silent Hill 2. No. I don't know what the fuck that thing was that they came up with. It looks like the bastardized love child of the knife arm thingy from Homecoming and the creepy two-headed thingy from Silent Hill: The Room. I don't know what the fuck it was. It kind of pissed me off, but you know, whatever. They could have. I was really hoping for Silent Hill headless mannequin action, but whatever. It is what it is. So, um, going through the hospital, she finds Leonard, gets the other half of the talisman. He turns into a bad guy. She has to defeat the bad guy. He ends up knocking her out and carrying her away. Which, if that happened in the fucking game, he would have died. I'm just saying. So, she ends up in a room with Vincent. Okay, this is not only a problem from, I can't think of the fucking word. Anyway, uh, this not only goes against what happened in the rest of the Silent Hill games, this goes against what happened in the first movie. Anybody who's played Silent Hill knows the monsters cannot hear anything. They can only see, so they're attracted to your flashlight. This movie reversed it. It had a room full of the fucking nurse bitches. Apparently, they could hear, but they weren't attracted to the light. It's a discrepancy between the movie and the game and Resident Evil, or fuck me, Silent Hill Revelations. Um, so he goes in this room with Vincent, and it's full of nurses, and every time they make a noise, the nurses like freak out. It's like, no, they can't hear anything. Stop it, just stop it. Um, so blah blah blah, this and that happens. Eventually it ends up the big. Well, first she goes to the amusement park, and I do like the way they handled the evil Alessa thing, except for one thing. Pyramid Head was running the fucking carousel. I mean, I understand they're trying to play him off as Alessa's protector, which is fucking bullshit, by the way. Pyramid Head is not a protector, he's an executor. I'm just saying. Anyway, so she gets to the Lakeside Amusement Park, and there's like Robbie the Rabbits all over the place. That was pretty legit. But goes to the carousel just like in the game and has to fight. Well, in the game it's 3 stages of Alessa. In this one, it was only the final like evil Alessa, which is like basically the version of her current self. So, she didn't even fight her though. She like touched her and with a talisman and sucked the soul out of her. But I'll let it go because you don't want to see a bunch of fucking video game fight scenes in a movie, so I'll let it go. It was pretty cool the way they handled it. I liked the way that evil Alessa looked. It was alright. I can deal with it. So she's get to the final scene, the final countdown between her and Claudia, who looked really really good. Carrie Ann Moss was a really really good Claudia. I didn't know how it was going to turn out, but she looked really good. There was no eating of the bead that aborted the fetus. There was no talking of a fetus. There was no birthing a god. There was no nothing like that. Basically, Heather just takes a talisman and, puts it against Claudia, and it turns her into this evil thing, and which looked like one of the scissor-handy things from Homecoming. That, like, whoever directed this movie really liked those scissor-handed thingies from Homecoming because they used them a lot. defeats her. Oh, and during all this, guess who's fucking tied up perfectly alive over in the corner? Harry fucking Mason. That is one of the biggest discrepancies between the game and the movie, is the fact that Harry Mason did not live in the game. But when we get to the end, I can understand why they did it. So we'll get there in a second. So she defeats her. Um, Basically, Harry and Vincent get let go. Oh, and here's another thing that made me want to vomit in my mouth a little bit. At one point, Vincent and Heather kiss. Now, anybody who played Silent Hill 3 knows that shit ain't fucking happening. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, no, what the fuck are you doing? No. But so everybody escapes and the darkness is gone, all the evil is gone. It's just like regular, piece of shit Silent Hill 2. Um, so this is where this is the part where I actually got excited at the end, because it left it open for three more sequels. First, they're getting ready to leave, and Harry's like, "Oh, I can't leave," and she's like, "Why?" And it's like, "Well, I promised your mom that once I protected you, I would go back for her." That sets up that sets up for a movie based on Silent Hill 2. The man going and looking for his dead wife. Da da da. If he changes his name to James Sunderland in this one, I will mark out like a motherfucker. But so it's left open for that sequel, and then this was hilarious because the people who were in the theater with me have obviously played the games. Heather and Vincent basically hitchhike with a trucker. I'm sitting here going, "Oh, it's Travis, it's Travis, it's Travis, it's Travis." They get into the truck, and it's like, "Oh, where y'all going?" It's like, "Oh," and far away from here. I was like, "Oh shit, that's Silent Hill Homecoming." And he's like, "Oh, Travis Grady." I'm like, "Yes, Travis Grady." So that leaves it open for a movie based on Silent Hill Homecoming. They're gonna end up in fucking Shepherd's Glen, and the Order's gonna come after them, and it's gonna be hot. Um, so then, right after that, you see a bunch of cops whizzing by. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about that murder charge against Heather. This is bullshit. See a bunch of cop cars running by, and then a fucking DOC bus. I'm like, like, the people in the theater were freaking out. I'm freaking out. It's like, oh, it's Silent Hill Downpour. So there's another sequel that could come out of the movie. So all in all, like I said, 80% of the movie pissed me off. I wanted to throw something at the screen through 90% of it. Now I need to go see it again and just watch it as a movie and not nitpick every little thing, But for now, that's where we're at. So that is Silent Hill Revelations 3D. I will go see it again, despite the fact that 80% of it pissed me off. Um, so that is it from your girl, the Death Proof Diva. Um, I will try to be a little more regular with my postings and stuff, because I know you people miss me. I know you miss me. Oh, by the way, what did everybody think of my hashtag horny raw tweets last night? As much as it fucking pains the shit out of me to say it, I am officially a 3MB groupie. So, we'll get into that next time. In the meantime, this is your girl, the Death Proof Diva. Fuck me. Your girl, the Death Proof Diva. Signing off.